And welcome back to Radio Taiwan International. You're listening to a very special feature on Geek Out. Normally, I would say, what's your cup of tea and all that jazz. But this month, the month of October, we're attempting to do something that's pretty, well, it's very new for me. Dungeons and Dragons version 5e live, recorded for you to listen to. And in the studio today, we have from very experienced in playing this Dungeons and Dragons game all the way to absolute noob, which is going to be fantastic. We have Amanda. Say hello.
Hello.
Hanna.
Hey.
Marianne.
Hey, everyone.
And Joey.
Hello.
So I hope this goes well. Shall we jump in? We should jump in. We are going to be using the OG, the very old school traditional.
Foley.
Is that the sound of paper?
Paper.
And pens. Wow.
Character sheet. Because episode 1, of course, is session 0. It's character creation, right? D&D 5e was created to encourage people to be basically whatever they want to be in the game. So what races is everybody thinking?
I'm sure a lot of people out there know this, but in this case, race refers to like what type of creature are you playing specifically.
Thank you.
So
yes,
just putting that out
yeah.
there.
So I'm going to say species might be a better term for it, right?
Species, creatures.
Okay.
I want to be someone who doesn't have to be him or herself. So I want to be a changeling.
You know, I'm just going to put a note here that when we create characters, it's also a psychological tell.
Oh, no. Michelle, don't put that out there because I know who
there's no
I
couch in this
am
room
today.
How does that make you feel?
Oh.
And you've got
Small.
a good
So
therapist
so
voice.
what species is this?
Changeling
Okay.
is someone who can basically shapeshift
Okay.
and change into, I don't think into different species, but into a variation of different.
No, you can be different
forms.
species as long as I believe the medium requirement is fulfilled.
Okay.
It's like a superficial bonus. So you can look like any other people you look like.
Don't automatically
Oh.
become stronger if you become someone who looks strong.
Okay.
You just look strong.
You just
And
look
then people
strong.
are like, can you leave this table? And you're like, ah.
So I am still
maybe
who
later.
I am fundamentally. This
Yes.
is not therapeutic at all, guys.
It's not true. People love to change their face.
So to read from D&D Beyond, with ever-changing appearances, changelings reside in many societies undetected. Each changeling can supernaturally adopt any face they like. For some changelings, a new face is only a disguise. For other changelings, a new face may reveal an aspect of their soul. So your ability scores, we discussed earlier, are strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. On air, I'm going to do this one more time. These are the abilities that define what your character can and cannot do, how well or how poorly in game.
Okay.
I like to use the tomato analogy because it's awesome. Strength is the ability score of how well you can crush a tomato. If you can like atomize a tomato, you're really strong. If you can barely crush it, you're really weak, right? Dexterity is how well you can dodge a tomato that's thrown at you. Constitution is how well your body can handle having eaten a bad tomato, rotten tomato. Intelligence is book smarts, is how well you know a tomato is a fruit. However, wisdom is knowing not to put a tomato in a fruit-based salad because
Who
that would
does
taste
that?
awful.
Yeah.
It's like life experience. Don't do that. It'll taste bad. Charisma is being able to sell or tomato-based fruit salad. The bard is the one who's supposed to chime in at the end saying, you know, a tomato-based fruit salad is just salsa.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Joey, please increase your choice any one score by 2.
By 2.
Just you put that in the margin somewhere.
Okay.
And increase a different score by 1. We'll be choosing later once we assign classes.
Okay.
Marianne, what are you thinking?
I picked Dragonborn.
Oh, excellent. Also very psychologically telling.
Someone's feisty.
Why did you choose Dragonborn?
I like dragons. I'm very much into fantasy. This is the closest I can get to
Being a
dragons.
dragon? Yeah.
Go for it.
Ready? The ancestors of Dragonborn hatched from the eggs of chromatic and metallic dragons. One story holds that these eggs were blessed by the dragon gods Bahamut and Tiamat, who wanted to populate the multiverse with people created in their image. Another story claims that dragons created the first Dragonborn without the gods' blessings. Whatever their origin, Dragonborn have made homes for themselves in the material plane.
Marianne, do you know what color Dragonborn you want to be or what?
I want to be blue.
Okay.
Blue? Good, because it matters.
It matters. Ready? on your sheet somewhere, write down lightning, +2 to strength.
Okay.
Sick.
Hannah, what have you chosen?
I chose Tabaxi, which is the humanoid cat race. I am not a furry. This was a strategic choice based on the class I chose. I'd say I'm kind of cat-like, but my main aim for this game is to play a character that is much larger than I actually am, because okay, I'm on the couch now, I have a bit of an inferiority complex about being 5'1" or 2", depending on how long I sleep. So
Actually, same. I usually play giant characters.
yeah, I want to be big.
Right? Created by the Cat Lord, a divine being of the upper planes, to blend the qualities of humanoids and cats. Tabaxi are a varied people in both attitude and appearance. In some lands, Tabaxi live like the cats they resemble, naturally curious and at home in playful environments. In other places, Tabaxi live as other folk do, not exhibiting the feline behavior the Cat Lord intended. Dexterity bonus 2.
Awesome. Okay. That's
Charisma.
That's what you were going to do anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was
Charisma
doing
1.
Oh, okay. I have Riz.
You're a cat. Everyone loves
Of
cats.
course. Who doesn't like cats?
Yeah, but I was gonna go the intimidating route.
Yeah,
That's all
well,
right.
intimidation is a charisma skill, so you still want that.
Okay.
You're a scary looking cat, like a tiger.
And Amanda.
I'm playing a tiefling. So tiefling are like, they look like devil people, but the thing is that it kind of matters more like, did your parents make a deal with the devil somewhere? Or it doesn't even have to be your parents. It could have been like someone way long ago in your family that like made a deal with the devil, or like found a devil really hot. And then for some reason now you look like you have like devil features.
I mean, who doesn't find devils really hot?
Me. I know. But anyway, so I'm playing a tiefling. I'm playing it's a variation of it where like you don't get some extra features, but you do get wings, because this guy looks extremely devilish.
Excellent. Tieflings are either born in the lower planes or have fiendish ancestors who originated there. A tiefling, pronounced tiefling, is... Why did I read that?
I love this. They heard us say it, but did they really know how to say it?
Is linked by blood to a devil, a demon, or some other fiend. This connection to the lower planes is the tiefling's fiendish legacy, which comes with a promise of power, yet has no effect on the tiefling's moral outlook.
I'm a variant tiefling. I looked it up to make sure. So
What are your racial traits?
So for mine, I give up bonuses to traits. I have fire resistance, dark vision, and I have a devilish trait, and I am winged.
Cool.
So I have a fly speed of 30 feet.
What?
Yes. Okay, so of our 4 species here, we have Tabaxi, Hanna,
Yes.
and Tiefling, Amanda. Both have dark vision, which means you can see in the
nice.
dark.
In black and white.
In black and white.
Cool.
Up to 60 feet.
Yes. However, changelings and dragonborn do not.
We don't see in the dark.
You need a torch.
You need a source of light. So, of course, the next step is to choose what job, D&D job you will have.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Even in a imaginary world.
Right? We kind of need something to do. Actually, let's start with Marianne this time. What are we thinking?
Fighter.
Fighter.
Yeah.
So, why fighter, though?
I like the idea of being able to protect myself in case I get myself into
Yes.
tenable situations.
That it is true. That's true. Fighters are, your classic, actually studied tough guys who actually did your brute strength, but they trained to do this. Their fighting style comes from practice and muscle
Right.
memory
Okay.
and working really hard at it, rather from just being really mad.
Okay.
Amanda. So,
Yeah, that's going to be my special power, actually.
so your primary abilities are strength or dexterity, so you can check those or circle those. Write down a D10 somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, so your saving throw proficiencies are strength and constitution, so bubble those in.
Okay.
You also get skill proficiencies, so in the box to the right but below the saving throws, you get to choose 2. Ready? Acrobatics,
Okay.
animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, persuasion, perception, or survival. Excuse me. Fighters rule many battlefields, questing knights, royal champions, elite soldiers, and hardened mercenaries. As fighters, they all share an unparalleled prowess with weapons and armor, and they are well acquainted with death, both meeting it out and defying it. Hannah, you chose
Monk.
Monk. I love playing a monk. So fun. although a lot of people are kind of misled by the whole monk thing because they think monk and they think like Buddhist monk, the bald with the robes on and stuff. Not necessarily. Monks in the land of D&D are just martial characters that fight more with the style of
Like a Shaolin monk.
exactly. Small walled cloisters dot the landscapes of the worlds of D&D, tiny refuges from the flow of ordinary life, where time seems to stand still. The monks who live there seek personal perfection through contemplation and rigorous training. Many entered the monastery as children, sent to live there when their parents died, when food couldn't be found to support them, or in return for some kindness that the monks had performed for their families. So this is how generally monks begin. Write down D8 somewhere.
D8. Okay.
For your saving throws, bubble in strength and dexterity.
Okay. Got it.
And from skills, choose 2 from acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, and stealth. Amanda.
Hello. I'm a barbarian.
My absolute favorite class, actually, at this point. It used to be
really like
warlock.
playing them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, warlock's not my favorite though.
Yeah.
Ride or die.
Okay. So barbarian.
You Hulk out basically.
Yeah, basically.
That's like it's the class of hulking out.
A
And then-
barbarian plays an important role as a protector of their people and a leader in times of war. Life in the wild places of the world is fraught with peril, rival tribes, deadly weather, and terrifying monsters. Barbarians charge headlong into that danger so that their people don't have to.
The wilds of hell.
Yeah, basically. Okay, you ready for your stuff?
Hell yeah.
Write down a D12. Saving throws, strength and constitution. Choose 2 from animal handling, athletics, intimidation, nature, perception, and survival. Joey,
Hi.
you have chosen.
Bard.
It's
Bard.
Yes, Joey.
actually very Joey. Just saying. In the worlds of D&D, words and music are not just vibrations of air, but vocalizations with power all their own. The bard is a master of song, speech, and the magic they contain. Bards say what the multiverse was spoken into existence, that the words of the gods gave it shape, and that echoes of these primordial words of creation still resound throughout the cosmos. So Joey is our caster of this group, meaning he manipulates magic more so than just stabs or hits people.
Oh yeah, I'm the only one, huh?
Yeah, you are the only caster,
Interesting. Okay.
which is very interesting all on its own. Because magic casters have a few more things that they generally have to handle while they're looking or while during play, because they have to keep in mind their magical abilities and the details sometimes that those spells, require contain.
Okay.
So generally, just needs a little bit more reading than martial characters.
Right.
But they're really interesting. Get ready to do your homework, Joey.
Oh gosh, I'm not a bard that likes to read.
It
by the
actually
way.
gets easier if you can just get a shorthand for what everything does.
Yeah.
It'll get easier the more
Yeah.
you do
Okay.
it. But
Right.
it's a lot up front.
Yeah.
Write down somewhere D8, and then saving throws, dexterity, charisma,
Okay.
and for skills.
Oh, okay.
Here's how flexible bards are. You can choose any 3.
Any 3.
You're a jack of all trades,
Oh
dog.
my gosh, this is really hard.
Because on
go
this
for
list
vibes,
is
go
a
for vibes.
lot.
Got it.
Now, everybody at the table has dice. Are we ready
Should we foley it?
to actually... Yeah, we can totally
Everyone
make
has
some
dice.
sounds.
Yeah.
Yes. Because as y'all know, I am the Chief Phoenix Wrangler at phoenixdice.com, where you can go to gear up for all your adventuring needs. So if everyone could, take their D6, your 6-sided dice.
That's it.
There you go. All right. So there is a dice tray, also carry phoenixdice.com, in the middle of the table. Everybody roll their die into it all at once. Normally, when we roll up characters, each person rolls 6 times.
Okay.
But because we're, in the interest of time, and I think it's more fun, we're all going to cumulatively share this pool of numbers.
Oh.
So what is, if we add up all 4, actually, what are the numbers of the 4 die in the tray?
Bad.
What are they?
5, 2, 2, and 1.
Somebody with a pen, write that down. 5, 2, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Drop the lowest.
So it's 9.
Okay, right. Let's roll again. Actually, let's take
Let's just
turns.
have
Hannah,
one person. Yeah.
Hannah,
roll
roll 'em
all
all.
of them.
what do we got?
2, 5, 3, and 2.
Drop
the lowest.
10 once again.
Mm-hmm.
Or well, 9 before.
Amanda, your
9
turn.
and 10.
You pass me the dice tray.
Let's go higher.
Is it bad news?
Oh, do I see a 1?
There's a 1. We can drop that.
Yeah, it's a 12.
12. Good.
Ooh.
6, 5, 1, 1.
And then
Oh, my turn. Let's go. 4, 5, 5, 1. Ooh.
14.
So 14.
mm-hmm.
One more.
Mm-hmm.
6,
Nope.
6, 6, 1.
Oh,
Ooh.
18.
18.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Marianne. Hey,
Marianne.
can you roll the next one too,
You,
Marianne?
Dragonborn.
Roll the last one. We gotta
Roll
do
it
it
again.
6 times. You
Yeah.
should do it.
Yes. Marianne's got the luck.
Yeah, you got the juice today.
6, 6, 2, and 1.
Wow.
So yeah, 6, 6, 2, 14. We should have had you rolling.
Hmm.
Time,
Okay. So we have, is that 6 numbers in total?
Yes.
So you get to choose for your characters where you plug each of these numbers into your ability scores. So for example, bards, generally you want charisma to be your highest ability score.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is it going to really debilitate my character if I don't have charisma?
That's how
Yes.
that's the number that you actually cast your magic off of and stuff.
I see.
So
Okay.
generally you want charisma to be your highest ability score, followed by dexterity.
Okay, good.
The second one is a little bit more flexible, where you want that to go.
Okay.
So barbarians, primary ability is strength. So generally you want to put your highest ability into strength. Where is it? Dexterity.
Secondary into dexterity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for monks, you guys are a dex-based class. So generally you want your highest ability score in dex,
Alrighty.
and second in wisdom.
Got it.
And lastly, fighter. Your primary ability is strength, so you want your highest ability score in strength as well. And your second would be
Dexterity.
Now that we've got some numbers, I also want you to kind of keep like a mental image of your character that you will be playing and assign the other ability scores. So for example, Hanna, can you describe your PC? Do you have a name for them?
So I'm tiny.
Yeah.
However,
Yes.
it's a misnomer, of course, because
Of course.
I'm big. But I was the runt of the litter.
Of course
I
you were.
guess. Of course I was. But that's why I was called tiny. But of course I became huge.
You're Tabaxi. Which big cat would you liken yourself to?
Is it? It said what? Leopard and jaguar.
You can be actually any of them.
Any cat you
Puma
want.
for sure.
Oh,
Yes.
Puma, definitely.
just a really, really big puma.
big, dark, intimidating. But I chose a neutral good alignment because this is kind of. I was kind of thinking of my mom when I was thinking of the character, because she's the youngest one of 5, and she was the only one to like leave Taiwan, out of her family. So it's like kind of the same sort of deal. She wanted to see the world. I want to see the world. Yeah,
Yay.
so-
Okay, so
Yes.
adventure. You started adventuring because you have an adventurous spirit.
Yes.
I love it.
Curious.
Mhm.
Of course.
So then you would look at your other ability scores besides monk. So dexterity and wisdom. You probably, think about your person. They're large, so are they also strong? So maybe your third highest would go into strength, that kind of thing, or constitution, because they've eaten anything and everything. Or are they, because they are the runt, they have fairly low constitution?
I ended up, I put the highest stat in Dex because that's the most important one.
Cool,
I
cool.
put 14 into Constitution because I feel like I'm big, I'm
You're
meaty. I should be able to take a hit. And Strength 12, I think that's fine.
How much of the ways of the world do you know, and how much book learning do you have?
Book learning, not so much. I don't know anything. I'm from backwater, don't know where. So my intelligence is my dump stat. But I'm wise.
Okay,
I'm,
good.
I'm wise.
Excellent. Love it. All right. So Amanda, tell us about your character.
So I'm playing a character whose name is Asmodeal. They usually just go by Asmo. Generally, this character is actually like quite handsome looking until they go into their rage, and then they suddenly take on all of their like demonic traits at once.
I love it.
And they look horrific. So Asmo is very strong. He's got an 18 strength, and he's he's really good at like all of the physicality things. A lot of times people make barbarians like stupid, which is what I don't want for this character, because I see Asmodeus as like somebody who was raised in the hells, and he cares about money more than anything in the world.
You gotta be clever in order
money.
to...
I have only one personality trait written down, and it is money equals everything.
Okay.
So my intelligence is 12. It's a lawful evil baby. Money is everything. Pay me enough. It'll be fine.
Okay.
If you have money, we can be friends.
Okay.
And if someone has more money, I'll be their friend instead.
Okay. Alrighty, Joey, what are you thinking?
My character is called Tinder Rake. He's
Tinder.
Rake.
Yes.
Tinder
Okay, I'm sorry.
Rake.
I just wanted to know. I'm sorry for interrupting you. I just had to know.
No. Tinder Rake is he's of Oriental descent.
Okay.
And his name is inspired by this singer from a far-off world.
Okay.
And his backstory is that he was given to a rich family as serf by his poor parents, and so he had to rake stuff as he was a kid, so he's called Tinder Rake. But also, it's a representation of his longing for love.
Listeners, if you don't
Relatable.
actually know the traditions of D&D, generally bards, being you're a musician, you're superstars that tour the towns, are very much into the romance. So whether or not Joey would choose to play this character this way, we'll see.
We'll see.
But this
We'll
name.
see. But I didn't intend for this person to be high on charisma. I thought
Okay.
Tinder Rake is a poor singer, doesn't look great on stage. But you said that high charisma is good for bard, so I thought, okay, why not? But
It could also be like your raw charisma.
Yeah.
Like you're a really cool person to be around, but you're just actually really bad at interacting with people.
So if you have low wisdom, you open your mouth and then it turns into a train wreck.
I have.
Yeah. Like you just don't know what to say. Like
By the by, you guys rolled really well. We do not
lucky.
have minuses.
we do.
Right.
That's the 9. 9 is a -1.
Oh, good.
No, Michelle,
Excellent.
no.
But hey, if we look at like just humans in real life, right? None of us are good at everything. It's not possible. So we need at least one like negative ability score.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alignment is maybe
Yeah.
chaotic neutral would be easier.
Chaotic
for me
neutral
to
is
impersonate.
generally for like you're kind of crazy. You probably are a little, if not very, anti-establishment.
Right.
Like you don't necessarily care about other people's feelings, but you don't want to go out of your way to hurt them.
Yeah, that's probably easier.
So
Yeah.
I would recommend that.
all right, Marianne.
The name of my character is Kira. I saw her as an orphan growing up.
Oh, okay.
And so she's a wanderer. And because she was brought up in an orphanage, she became a fighter to protect herself. I think her alignment is more chaotic good. Like she...
Perhaps also protect others from bullying.
Right.
I do see that. for
Yeah.
Kira.
That's fine. Chaotic Good is like anti-hero stuff. That's fun.
Love
Okay.
it.
Finally have a hero.
Yay.
But you're not bad either. Hannah. You're-
Okay, so we
right?
do
You're
know
neutral.
that
I'm
changelings
neutral.
look like anything.
Right.
So what does Kira look like?
Bluish in color.
Yep.
And then because she doesn't look... I mean, she's humanoid, but she doesn't look like a person. So she got bullied a lot.
Oh,
She's got a big old dragon head.
Yeah.
Oh.
kind of.
So to summarize, we have Kira, the dragonborn fighter. We have
Tiny.
thank you. How did I forget that name? Tiny the huge, by the way. Tabaxi monk. We have Asmodeus,
Or Asmo.
the tiefling barbarian, and we have
Tinder
Rake, the changeling bard.
Yes.
All right. So off air, we're going to be finishing up these people's character sheets because there's a lot of small details that actually kind of round out how people play and what kind of weapons and other gear these people have. So it's gonna get interesting. Tune in to episode 1, airing next week, where we kick off this adventure.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me, you guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course.
And thanks, listeners, for tuning into Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chang, and I'll be back next Thursday with another episode of Geek Out Special Feature Dungeons & Dragons 5e.